I had to reduce the chords to simple chords that low intermediate can hit. Because in low intermediate, you've learned C chord and F chord in inversion this way, right? And the G7 chord this way. So I'm working off that. And like bar 7, for example, that's not exactly the chord that's being played in the movie, but I simplified it to the G7. So basically, if you look at the chord symbols on top only, I would like eventually for low intermediate to be able to look at the actual notes written for the left hand and recognize that it's a C chord. So look at the notes as well as the chord symbol. Remember me. And again, what we do, we always sing the right hand when we're playing the left hand. Remember me. F chord. Though I have to say goodbye. G7. Remember me. C again. Don't let this G7 make you cry. And then F. For even if I'm far away, see, I hold A minor, you in my arms, and A minor in inversion. C, E, A. You should know that is an inversion because you're intermediate class, and I did explain before that A minor originally here. I just put that A over here on top is an inversion. That's the closest one to the C because you only have to move your thumb up. Okay, so F first. For even if I'm far away, see, I hold you. It's A minor. Hold you in my arms, and then I sing the secret. Let me scroll up. It's F. I sing the secret song to you. Each night we are apart. It's G7. Now, of course, if you want to repeat that F every single time instead of tying it, would be fine too. But when you put your two hands together, it's not going to be that easy. You're going to have to be so focused on your right hand. That's why I put ties. I sing the secret song to you. Each night we are apart. You're welcome to repeat the F chord there in bar 15. Remember me. C chord again. Let me scroll up. And now it's F minor. Chord 4, borrow from the minor key. Though I have to travel far, remember me. And those of you in theory with me, remember I said sometimes the minor modes borrow from each other, natural minor, minor. Well, major sometimes borrow from the minor. There it is. The chord 4, instead of being F, it's F minor. So your thumb needs to be on that black key, A flat. Okay? And that's what happens. Let's start again from the second. Remember me. Remember me. Though I have to travel far, it's G7. Remember me. C again. Each time you hear a sad guitar. Now C7. Where did we see that? When you see a 7, it's the dominant chord followed by the resolution of that chord 5. C is 5 to what? C is 5 to F. And so we remember that chart that I've been writing out for you, chord 5. This way often resolves to one this way with a picture of the hand of Bill's hand and Kim Ang's husband's hand on those ones, I think. Right, so here it is. C7 to F is this way because the shape of it is very similar to the G7 to the C. So we have a chart of that, which I've passed along many, many times to you. C7 to F. And that's what I chose there on the second line. Each time we hear a sad guitar. And then you start the new phrase with the resolution. No, I'm with you, the only. You see? So that's C7 to the F right there. That's the inversion I chose. If you did practice 5-1, 5-1 in different keys that I suggested as your warm-up, you'll find that C7 to the F in no time. Okay. So let's start again from remember me. F minor now. Though I have to travel for G7, remember me, C. Each time you hear a sad guitar, move to the position. Just move the entire hand down. E minor followed by A minor, that way. So E minor root position. And if you were in the key of E minor, to move the chord 4 would be this way, A minor. Thumb up, index with it. And that's the version I chose with the E at the bottom. Okay? So, no, that love will feel the only way that I can be. A minor, now A flat major. You're going to move the index and the pinky down to the next door black keys right here. And then to F minor, there's only one note change. You can see it there. You got from the E flat, A flat, C, A flat chord here, slash E flat. That's your A flat major chord. Until in my arms, it's only one note change. The bottom note, instead of E flat, becomes an F. So you're welcome to put the 4 there instead. And finally, you play the G7 chord before you sing remember. So the difficult chords are towards the end, isn't it? From that C7 before your no, with you the only way is E minor, A minor, keeping the pinky there, and then moving pinky and index onto the black keys until you're in fine. Arms is switching that black key at the bottom for an F, for an F minor chord. I can't sing that. And then it stretches a lot, and then finally G7. So do practice a lot of your chords from the C7 forward until you can get to the end. But before that C7, it's basically just chords that you already know. Right? So I would strongly recommend you sing only and then hit your chords. Now, if it's too hard for you to be playing both melody and chords, and you really like to sing, then by all means, practice accompaniment only. And I'll show you that on the next video.